It begins on a quiet suburban street in the United States, the kind of neighborhood where the lawns are perfect, the fences are white, and no one expects anything terrible to happen. But on the night of August 18th, 2013, something did. Something so strange, so disturbing that even today detectives still struggle to understand it. Police found the victim inside her own car. In her own neighborhood, no signs of forced entry. No fingerprints, no DNA, no struggle. And yet the scene felt deeply personal. It was as if someone had walked in, ended a life, and vanished without leaving the slightest trace. The victim was 32-year-old Erin Valente. She wasn't involved in anything dark or dangerous. She had a successful tech career, friends who adored her, a family that trusted her, and a life moving in all the right directions. But just days before her death, Erin's behavior shifted in a way that terrified everyone around her. She told people she felt off, that her thoughts didn't feel like her own. And most chillingly, she said, "It's all a game. We're in the Matrix." These weren't vague concerns. These were desperate warnings. Her family grew so alarmed they filed a missing person report, hoping she'd turn up safe. But what they didn't know was that the nightmare had already begun. She was last seen driving through a quiet neighborhood in San Jose. Not speeding. Not hiding. Just driving in circles for hours. Phone data later revealed she circled the same blocks for nearly 5 straight hours. Residents saw her car multiple times, but had no idea she was in danger. Days later, police found her vehicle parked on a quiet residential street. The engine was off. The doors were locked from the inside, and Erin was in the backseat lifeless, but with no injuries, no sign of trauma, no drugs, nothing. Her official cause of death was listed as undetermined, one of the most unsettling labels a coroner can use, meaning not a single piece of medical evidence could explain how she died. The theories surrounding her death shook investigators. The first is the targeted theory. Some believe Erin was being followed or controlled by someone who never physically touched her. Her frantic phone calls, her sudden paranoia, her feeling of being watched, these all point to an external threat. But there were no fingerprints, no footprints, no camera sightings, no forced entry. Nothing that suggested another person was physically present. It's as if whoever she feared stayed just out of sight, manipulating events without leaving a trace. The second theory is even more chilling, the psychological manipulation theory. Erin worked in tech, surrounded by people who were involved in predictive programming, behavioral design, and advanced algorithms. Some believe she may have been unintentionally caught in a psychological experiment or mental breakdown triggered by intense stress or overstimulation. Her haunting final words, "It is all a simulation," echo statements made by other tech insiders. Before their own unexplained deaths, investigators were disturbed because her words weren't random. They matched a pattern. The third theory is the silent medical event, suggesting she suffered an extremely rare neurological condition that caused hallucinations and sudden death. But experts still can't explain why she had no symptoms before, no physical damage afterward, and why she was in the back seat instead of the front. This theory, like the others, collapses under its own contradictions. And that's what makes this case so disturbing. There is no cause, no suspect, no motive, no weapon, no trauma, no toxicology, and no timeline that makes sense. It is a case where every piece of evidence is missing except the victim. Detectives quietly admit it feels like the crime broke all the rules of normal investigation. Families, journalists, and online investigators all came to the same chilling question. Who can kill someone without touching them, without appearing on cameras, without leaving physical evidence? Erin's final moments make the case even more haunting. Her last phone calls were desperate. She told her mother she wanted to come home. She begged someone to find her, and then everything went silent. Her car sat parked in that neighborhood for 5 full days. People jogged past it, walked their dogs near it, parked their own cars beside it, never realizing the victim of one of the most disturbing unsolved cases in America was right there. More than a decade later, investigators admit they are no closer to answers. Every theory contradicts the next. Every lead evaporates, and every attempt at a timeline breaks apart. Most disturbing of all, there are no more clues left to follow. The case remains open, unsolved, and deeply unsettling because it feels like whoever or whatever caused Erin's death didn't need to break in, didn't need a weapon, and didn't need to leave a single mark. In the world of true crime, there are mysteries. And then there are cases like this, where the unknown is far more terrifying than the truth. Until someone uncovers what really happened to Aaron Valenti, this case will remain one of the most disturbing, unsolved mysteries in America. And the question still echoes, how can a person vanish without ever leaving the world?